Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to be here with you. Today, we'll be exploring role-based dashboards in Power Platform, ensuring security and personalization. We'll look at how to design, manage, and scale tailored dashboard experiences using Azure AD, Power BI, and Power Apps. Over the next few slides, we'll dive into best practices and strategies to make your dashboards secure, personalized, and scalable. I'm glad you could join us, and I look forward to sharing some valuable insights with you. Let's talk about role-based dashboards in Power Platform. These dashboards are a great solution when dealing with complex user roles within an organization. They help us manage who sees what data and insights in a structured way, making sure everything is organized and secure. The real power of these dashboards is that they ensure the right people get the right data at the right time, which is crucial for making informed decisions. Plus, they help protect sensitive information from being accessed by unauthorized users. When we tailor dashboards to specific business roles, we align the information and security requirements perfectly with what each role needs. This transforms what could be generic, one-size-fits-all reports into focused control centers for executives and managers. Now, standard dashboards often struggle when user roles get complicated. They might expose too much data or hide important insights. This is where role-based dashboards shine, providing the customization and security necessary to handle complex organizational structures effectively. Now, let's talk about some common pitfalls we encounter when rolling out dashboards, especially in the context of role-based security. First, one of the biggest oversights is ignoring user identity and access needs. Skipping these foundational conversations can lead to serious issues like data leaks, compliance risks, and ultimately, a loss of trust in your dashboard. It's crucial to understand who needs access to what and why from the very start. Next, there's a misconception that role-based dashboards are just about pretty visuals or DAX formulas. While those are important, focusing only on aesthetics or calculations misses the bigger picture. Role-based dashboards are about delivering the right data to the right people securely. If we see them as just visual tweaks, we risk creating incomplete or ineffective solutions that don't serve their purpose. Another common mistake is neglecting security group management. Many teams overlook managing security groups as a core part of the process. This oversight can seriously compromise the dashboard's integrity and functionality, making it vulnerable or unusable for the intended users. Finally, misalignment between business roles and technical security groups often causes dashboards to fail early on. When there's a disconnect here, it becomes very challenging to implement a solution that truly meets business needs while maintaining proper security. Recognizing and addressing these pitfalls early is key to ensuring successful, secure, and personalized dashboards. Let's talk about the role clarity challenge. One of the biggest issues we face is ensuring that everyone understands their specific roles and access within our dashboards. This is where user personas come into play. User personas are vital because they help us align who belongs to which group and what data they need to see. Think of them as a living framework, something that evolves and stays relevant over time, making sure our access controls remain effective. Now, what happens if we lack clarity around roles? Well, dashboards that rely on quick fixes or ad hoc adjustments tend to cause confusion among users. People might see the wrong data or get frustrated trying to navigate systems that aren't well structured. On top of that, poor role clarity can create security gaps, leaving sensitive information exposed, and increase the risk of failing audits because we can't clearly prove who had access to what. This highlights the need for a documented, living framework. Without it, user personas aren't properly tied to group memberships or data needs, and dashboards tend to become patchworks of temporary fixes. They're not reliable or scalable. Finally, it's crucial to have clear role definitions. Defining these roles accurately is key because, often, business and IT teams may use the same terms, like manager or team lead, but mean different groups of users. Clarifying these terms helps ensure everyone is on the same page, and our dashboards truly reflect the right access for the right people. Now, let's explore how Azure AD groups serve as a backbone for role-based dashboards in Power Platform. These groups are more than just a way to organize users. They enable dashboards to adjust dynamically based on who is viewing them. This means that each user sees data that's specifically tailored to their role, enhancing both security and personalization. This real-time adaptability is crucial because Azure AD groups extend their utility beyond just controlling access to workspaces. They play a vital role in defining what data each user can see through row-level security, or RLS, in Power BI. So it's not just about permissions, it's about controlling data visibility at a granular level. Properly aligned groups allow us to create dashboards that are persona-specific. These dashboards can change on the fly, in real time, to match each user's role and responsibilities. This makes the user experience more relevant and efficient. At the core of this system are Azure AD security groups, which form the foundation for role-based access and data filtering. They do more than manage workspace permissions. They determine exactly which data rows a user can view through RLS. In essence, these groups are the backbone that enables a secure, personalized, and dynamic dashboard experience across the Power Platform ecosystem. Let's talk about some common pitfalls in managing Azure AD groups, especially when it comes to role-based dashboards in Power Platform. Mismanaged groups can actually lead to serious issues like compliance violations and accidental data exposure. Without proper automation and regular audits, these risks can quickly undermine the security of your dashboards. One major challenge is manual updates. When organizational changes happen, like new team members or role shifts, if updates to Azure AD groups aren't made promptly, access controls can become out of sync with reality. This misalignment not only causes operational inefficiencies, but also creates gaps in security. Another issue is legacy permissions. Sometimes, users who have left or changed roles still retain access because permissions weren't revoked or updated in time. These oversights can be dangerous, as they might allow unintended access or misuse of sensitive resources. And finally, outdated group memberships pose a significant security threat. If groups are not maintained properly, they can grant unauthorized access to critical information, especially in dynamic environments where roles and personnel change frequently. Overall, managing Azure AD groups effectively is crucial to ensure your dashboards remain secure, compliant, and aligned with organizational needs. Let's talk about how Power BI and row-level security, or RLS, work together to keep your data secure and personalized. One of the key aspects here is the synchronization between Azure Active Directory groups and Power BI roles. This integration is essential because it ensures that users only see the data they're supposed to see based on their organizational roles. For example, executives can access company-wide data, giving them a broad overview. Meanwhile, analysts can focus on specific regional or departmental data, and team leads are restricted to viewing only their direct reports metrics. This setup helps maintain data relevance and security across the organization. Power BI's RLS filters data at the row level, based on Azure AD group membership. So each user's view of the data is tailored to their role, whether it's KPIs for executives or detailed metrics for team leads. This targeted access not only enhances security, but also makes sure everyone gets the right insights for their responsibilities. In essence, this integration and filtering mechanism enable us to deliver personalized, secure data experiences that align perfectly with organizational roles and needs. Let's take a look at some common issues that come up with Power BI RLS configuration. One of the main problems is confusing workspace permissions with dataset role assignments. People often mix these up, which can lead to inconsistent user experiences and even security risks. It's crucial to understand that workspace permissions control access to the workspace itself, while dataset roles manage what data an individual can see once they're inside. Another frequent challenge is new users not being added to the correct groups quickly enough. This delay can cause users to see too much data, risking overexposure, or, conversely, see nothing at all if they haven't been assigned the proper role. Managing user groups effectively is key to ensuring everyone has the right level of access. Overlapping or overloaded groups can also be problematic. When groups become too broad or numerous, permission creep can occur. This means users might gain unintended access, which undermines your security protocols and makes control more difficult. Finally, treating RLS as a one-time setup rather than an ongoing process is a common mistake. Organizations evolve, roles change, and so should your RLS configurations. If you don't keep them dynamic and adaptable, your security and personalization efforts will fall behind, leaving gaps that could be exploited or lead to a poor user experience. In essence, successful RLS management requires ongoing attention, clear understanding of roles and permissions, and a proactive approach to evolving organizational needs. Now, let's talk about the technical handshake between Azure AD and Power BI. This is a crucial part of ensuring secure and personalized dashboards within the Power Platform. When we talk about proper integration with Azure AD groups, it's really about making sure that role-based security is enforced correctly. This means that data access is aligned with your organization's security policies, which is vital for maintaining control. Without precise mapping of users to Azure AD groups, there's a risk. Users might see dashboards that appear sanitized or limited, but they could still access data they're not authorized to see. This can happen through interactions with reports, exposing significant security gaps that we definitely want to avoid. It's also important to clarify that assigning a security group directly to a Power BI workspace is not the same as assigning roles within datasets. Power BI enforces row-level security, or RLS, only when roles are properly configured within the dataset itself and linked to the correct Azure AD groups. This distinction is key to ensuring that access controls are both effective and consistent across your reports and dashboards. Let's talk about role-based dashboards in the Power Platform and how they help us ensure security and personalization. Seamless personalization really depends on keeping everything aligned continuously. That means we need real-time updates of group memberships to make sure the right people see the right data at the right time. This is where real-time group membership accuracy becomes critical. It allows us to create dashboards that sculpt a persona-specific view for each user. And the best part? All of this happens automatically, without any manual intervention needed from the user or admin. So when a user logs in, the tabs, visuals, and metrics automatically adjust based on their role. This dynamic adjustment eliminates the need for manual toggles or configurations, making the experience smooth and intuitive. Behind the scenes, invisible filters are triggered at login, tailoring every element of the dashboard. This ensures that each user gets a personalized, relevant view every time they access the system. And that's how we combine security with a tailored experience, by making sure the right information is delivered to the right people, automatically. Now, let's take a closer look at the role of Power Apps in personalizing dashboards. While static role assignments are useful, they can be limiting. What Power Apps brings to the table is a low-code layer that allows us to go beyond those static settings. It enables us to create fluid, user-specific views within the same app, making the experience much more tailored to each individual user. One key feature is the embedded Power BI reports. Power Apps can pass user context directly into these reports, which then use that information to apply dynamic filters. This means that each user sees data that is relevant and personalized, rather than a one-size-fits-all report. Additionally, Power Apps applies logic to determine which metrics, tables, and visuals each user should see. This dynamic logic ensures that dashboards are not only personalized, but also highly relevant to their specific roles or needs. Finally, Power Apps reads user context from Microsoft 365 profiles and Azure Active Directory groups. This integration allows us to deliver tailored dashboard experiences that are truly user-centric, making sure each person gets the information they need in a way that makes sense for them. All of these capabilities work together to enhance security and personalization, keeping dashboards relevant and secure for every user. Now, let's explore the sources of user context in Power Apps, specifically focusing on role-based dashboards within the Power Platform. The key idea here is that having a rich understanding of the user allows us to create highly personalized experiences. This means that the app can tailor what each user sees and interacts with based on their role or other attributes. By doing so, we ensure that business rules are consistently enforced, and the overall user experience is optimized for each individual. This level of granularity and personalization is essential for building secure and efficient apps. To expand the user context further, we can leverage connectors like Dynamics 365 security roles or custom APIs. These connectors help us integrate external business logic and security measures directly into the app. Essentially, they allow us to incorporate data and rules from outside sources, making the app smarter and more aligned with organizational policies. Microsoft Graph is another powerful tool here. It provides insights into group memberships, department affiliations, and custom attributes. These details help us enrich the user context, enabling more tailored and relevant app experiences. Finally, Power Apps also uses signed-in user profile data, such as name, job title, and email, to establish the user's identity within the app. This foundational information is crucial because it forms the baseline upon which all other personalization and security measures are built. Altogether, these sources create a comprehensive picture of the user, empowering us to deliver secure, personalized, and efficient experiences within Power Apps. Let's take a closer look at role-based dashboards within the Power Platform. This integration helps create a seamless, role-specific experience for end users. It feels natural and intuitive, which really boosts overall usability. One of the key benefits here is the seamless role-based experience. Dashboards automatically adapt in real time, without the need for users to log in again or switch manually between views. This not only saves time, but also improves efficiency and makes the user experience much smoother. Another important aspect is conditional visibility. With this setup, report pages or specific metrics can be shown or hidden depending on the user's role. This ensures that each user only sees the information that's relevant to them, maintaining security and clarity. And how is this achieved? Power Apps passes user context variables directly into embedded Power BI reports. This allows visuals and slicers to be pre-filtered based on the user's role or department, making the reports more personalized and meaningful. Overall, this integration combines security, personalization, and efficiency, aligning perfectly with the overall goal of empowering users while protecting sensitive information. Now, let's take a look at how role-based dashboards work in practice within the Power Platform. Imagine an executive opening the same workforce planning app. They can see total headcount and cross-team trends, giving them a high-level overview for strategic insights. The key point here is that the app automatically adjusts to the user's role, so there's no need for switching or navigating different platforms. It simply presents the relevant information based on their access level and responsibilities. On the other hand, a team lead logging into the same app will see a different view. They only see performance stats specific to their area, along with active projects and team capacity trends. This personalized view helps them focus on what matters most for their team, without unnecessary clutter. The magic here is in how the app adapts automatically based on the user's group membership, providing tailored insights seamlessly. This example highlights how role-based personalization enhances security, streamlines user experience, and delivers the right data to the right people, an essential part of our overall approach to smarter, more efficient workforce management. Let's talk about the security risks that can arise when Power Apps and Power BI settings are not properly aligned. Maintaining a tight synchronization between these two layers is absolutely critical for ensuring secure and smooth operation. When they are properly synchronized, it not only helps protect our data, but also provides a seamless experience for users. If this alignment slips, the dashboard experience can become unreliable, which erodes trust among users. When users see inconsistent or incorrect data, they may start doubting the tool's reliability, and that can really hinder adoption and effective use of these platforms. Another major concern is data leaks. If Power Apps' personalization logic and Power by row-level security, or RLS, are not perfectly aligned, sensitive data might be exposed unintentionally. These leaks can go unnoticed until audits or support tickets reveal the issue, and that can seriously damage our organizational reputation. Finally, misalignment can cause users to see data beyond their authorization or encounter cryptic errors, which not only creates security risks, but also hampers operational efficiency. So, ensuring these layers work together seamlessly is essential for both security and user trust. When we talk about performance considerations in dynamic personalization, one key aspect is the added complexity that comes from applying filters and pulling data from external sources. This process can slow down response times, especially when trying to deliver a personalized experience on the fly. It's important to recognize that query overhead becomes a real challenge here, as more complex queries require more processing power and time. Balancing the depth of personalization with the need for responsiveness is crucial. If we go too deep, users might experience delays, which can impact adoption and trust in the system. On the other hand, if personalization is too shallow, the experience might not feel tailored enough. Finding that sweet spot ensures users feel engaged and confident in the system's reliability. Another point to consider is resource strain. Overloading a single app with all possible personas can stretch our resources thin. This often results in slower dashboard performance and decreased efficiency, especially as the number of personas grows. We need to be strategic and mindful of how we design these experiences. Performance also varies between small and large user groups. Small groups typically get instant responses because the data processing is lighter. But when dealing with larger user bases, the system faces increased processing demands, leading to lag and delays. And let's not forget about the richness of user context. Incorporating detailed user information and dynamic filtering, like pulling group info from Microsoft Graph and applying filters, adds additional query overhead. This can impact overall performance, so it's about finding a balance, delivering enough context to personalize effectively without overwhelming the system. Now, let's talk about scaling role-based dashboards successfully. One of the key elements here is optimized integration. We need to ensure that Power Apps and Power BI work together seamlessly and with high performance. When this integration is smooth, it not only boosts functionality, but also makes scaling much easier and more efficient. Next, automated group management plays a critical role. By automating how we manage group memberships, we keep these memberships current without constant manual intervention. This automation helps us avoid headaches down the line and keeps everything reliable, even as user numbers grow. Another important point is avoiding report duplication and hard-coded filters. These practices can create redundancies and complicate maintenance as dashboards expand. By steering clear of these pitfalls, we make our dashboards more streamlined and easier to manage. Finally, using modular Power by data models is essential. Designing these models to support multiple audiences from the start provides the flexibility and adaptability needed for diverse user needs. When done correctly, this approach lays a solid foundation for scalable, personalized dashboards that serve everyone effectively. Let's talk about some architectural best practices for ensuring our solutions scale effectively and stay secure. First, it's crucial to test performance at scale, not just in pilot environments. This means simulating real-world usage to make sure our architecture can handle actual demands without issues. It's about verifying that everything performs smoothly under load. Next, automating group membership updates plays a vital role. By automating these processes, we minimize manual errors and reduce administrative workload. Automation helps keep our security groups accurate and up to date, which is essential for maintaining security and efficiency. Another important aspect is designing adaptable RLS, or row-level security, rules. These should be flexible enough to evolve with our organization. By doing so, we preserve data security while allowing our security rules to adapt as business needs change over time. Finally, utilizing dynamic group rules in Azure Active Directory can help us align access permissions with organizational roles automatically. For example, based on attributes like department or job title, access can be granted or restricted dynamically. This ensures that permissions stay current without manual intervention, reinforcing both security and personalization. All these practices tie back to our overarching goal: creating a secure, scalable, and personalized Power Platform environment that adapts seamlessly to organizational growth and change. Let's take a closer look at this case study, comparing manual versus automated group management. As you can see here, role-based dashboards in the Power Platform are designed to ensure both security and personalization for each user. One of the biggest advantages of automation is that it minimizes maintenance after the initial setup. Once everything is configured, teams can focus on refining their metrics and adding new features instead of constantly managing group memberships manually. This makes scaling much smoother, even as the number of users grows. Revolutionizing how we manage dashboards sustainably is key. Traditional manual updates often require weeks of quarterly cleanup, which can be a real drain on resources. Plus, manual processes tend to cause frequent access mishaps and support requests, leading to frantic troubleshooting and wasted time. They also demand constant attention just to keep everything accurate. Now, compare that to automated dynamic group rules. These automatically update based on predefined criteria, reducing errors and freeing up your team to focus on strategic tasks. In contrast, manual group updates are labor-intensive, prone to mistakes, and less scalable. So, moving toward automation not only saves time, but also enhances security and reliability across your dashboards. Now, let's talk about ongoing management and auditing within role-based dashboards in Power Platform. One of the most important aspects is ensuring that roles and groups are properly aligned. Regular audits help verify that the business roles we assign actually match the technical groups responsible for managing those roles. This alignment is critical because it directly impacts operational efficiency. When roles are correctly aligned, users have the right access, and we avoid confusion or security gaps. Continuous monitoring is another key benefit. By consistently keeping an eye on our dashboards, we can make sure they stay lean, relevant, and secure over time. This ongoing oversight is essential for maintaining trustworthiness, especially as things evolve and new users or roles are added. Preventing privilege bloat is a major focus here. Without regular audits, roles can become overly broad or include unnecessary permissions, which increases security risks and can destabilize operations. Audits help prevent this privilege bloat by identifying and removing excess access before it becomes a problem. Finally, I want to emphasize the importance of conducting regular audits. These checks are vital for catching role creep, where users accumulate permissions beyond their original scope, and for removing outdated or legacy access. Keeping roles well-maintained and aligned with current business needs helps ensure our dashboards remain secure, efficient, and trustworthy over time. Now, let's look at how we can future-proof our role-based dashboards to ensure they remain valuable over time. One key aspect is strategic asset transformation. As organizations pivot, experience growth spurts, or undergo mergers, our dashboards need to adapt and serve as strategic assets. By designing them to be robust and flexible, we make sure they continue delivering lasting value. Next, seamless integration is crucial. Connecting Azure Active Directory, Power BI, and Power Apps creates a unified ecosystem that boosts efficiency and improves the user experience. When these systems work together smoothly, users can navigate and access information effortlessly, which is essential for operational effectiveness. Another important point is dynamic role and group management. Organizations are constantly evolving, and so should our dashboards. Designing for flexible role and group management allows dashboards to stay relevant and functional across different user groups, no matter how the organizational structure changes. Finally, embedding modularity and automation at every layer of our dashboards is vital. This approach ensures that they can easily adapt to new requirements, changes, or updates without requiring a complete overhaul. It supports resilience and flexibility, making our dashboards not just tools for today, but strategic assets for the future. Let's dive into some key takeaways for role-based dashboards in Power Platform. First, it's crucial to regularly audit group memberships and security rules. This helps prevent privilege creep, where users might accumulate access they no longer need, and also protects your data from unintended exposure. Keeping a close eye on these aspects is essential to maintaining the integrity and security of your dashboards. Next, consider the importance of integrating security with user context. By maintaining a tight connection between Power BI's row-level security and Power Apps user information, you can deliver seamless, personalized experiences. This means users see only what they're supposed to see, making the dashboards both secure and user-friendly. Another vital point is automating group membership management. Using dynamic Azure AD rules can significantly reduce manual errors and ensure permissions are always up to date. Automated management helps you respond quickly to organizational changes and minimizes outdated access issues. We also want to focus on designing modular data models in Power BI. These models should be flexible, allowing them to adapt to changing roles and departments without needing constant hard-coded filters. This approach not only makes your dashboard scalable, but also easier to maintain over time. Finally, it all starts with defining clear roles. When you align role definitions with business needs and map them to security groups in Azure AD, you ensure your dashboards are tailored to the right audiences. This helps keep your data secure while providing relevant insights to each user based on their role. By applying these practices, you can create role-based dashboards that are secure, personalized, and scalable, truly supporting your organization's goals. Let's talk about some common war stories and lessons learned when it comes to role-based dashboards in Power Platform. One key takeaway is that investing early in role clarity, automation, and modular design can really save you from costly firefighting later on. When you set things up correctly from the start, you avoid many of the pitfalls that cause headaches down the line. Companies that implement automated group rules and modular datasets tend to steer clear of these issues altogether. It's a proactive approach that keeps things clean and manageable. Now, one of the biggest challenges we see is the duplication of reports and ad hoc fixes. As user numbers grow, these manual workarounds multiply, making maintenance a nightmare. I've seen companies spend weeks each quarter just fixing access issues because of these inefficiencies. It's a clear sign that poor initial planning can lead to ongoing, costly problems. Another problem arises when groups are overloaded with broad access. This creates what I call a junk drawer effect, where everything is mixed together and there's little precision. Over time, this erodes trust because users either get access to more than they need or data gets exposed unintentionally. It also makes managing access more complicated for administrators. Manual updates to groups can also cause stale permissions. Imagine outdated permissions lingering, either exposing sensitive data or blocking legitimate users. This lack of precision not only undermines trust, but also hampers operational efficiency, as users face unexpected access issues. Finally, conflicting definitions of user roles between it and business teams can derail dashboard projects. When these roles aren't aligned, you end up with mismatched access, which increases compliance risks and creates operational hurdles. Ensuring clear, shared understanding of roles from the outset is crucial to avoid these pitfalls. Overall, the key message is that early planning around roles, automation, and modular design is what really makes a difference in building secure, reliable, and user-friendly dashboards. Next steps and advanced security techniques are crucial for maintaining the integrity and effectiveness of your dashboards. Ensuring they remain secure, perform well, and adapt to changing business needs is key to long-term success. Preparing these dashboards for evolving demands means staying proactive. Engage with the Power Platform community, share your experiences, learn from others, and stay updated on best practices. Collaboration helps keep your solutions innovative and effective. Optimizing performance is also essential, especially as your user base grows into hundreds or thousands. Modularizing datasets and reducing query loads can significantly improve scalability and responsiveness. Another important aspect is enriching user context dynamically. Using tools like Microsoft Graph and custom APIs allows you to add more personalized experiences within Power Apps, making your dashboards more user-centric. As your role-based dashboards develop, it's wise to explore advanced security strategies. Implement continuous monitoring and automated auditing of Azure AD group memberships and Power by row-level security configurations. This proactive approach helps you catch potential issues early, before they cause disruptions. Together, these steps form a comprehensive approach to ensure your dashboards are not only secure, but also adaptable and resilient in the face of evolving business and security landscapes. Thank you for following along through this journey of role-based dashboards in Power Platform. As we wrap up, I want to emphasize the importance of staying tuned for deeper dives into advanced security methods. These are crucial for ensuring that our dashboards are not only functional, but also secure and trustworthy across the enterprise. Remember, together we can create dashboards that deliver real value and foster trust throughout the organization. I encourage you to share your challenges and successes with the community. Collaborative learning truly enhances the quality and security of our dashboards. Investing in invisible layers of security, those behind-the-scenes protections, empowers us to make confident decisions and safeguard sensitive data within our enterprise dashboards. These invisible layers are vital because they add an extra level of security without complicating the user experience. As teams evolve, our dashboards need to be flexible and protective. Regular integration, checks, and audits of Azure AD groups and Power BI roles are essential to maintain this balance. Flexibility and ongoing protection ensure that our dashboards can adapt without compromising security. At the core of all this is trustworthiness, which hinges on clear identity management and aligned security measures. These elements are the foundation that enables scalability and continuous management beyond just visuals and formulas, ensuring our dashboards remain reliable and secure as our organization grows.